Hello and welcome to the Met Office week ahead forecast, and boy, what a week we have ahead of ourselves in terms of the weather, because there will be some significant impacts from various elements of the weather. Primarily, Storm Christoph was expected to bring some very heavy rain to parts of the UK and the risk of flooding in parts of England and Wales in particular. Colder conditions remain to the north of Scotland, and that cold air will affect other locations later in the week. But it's all about the mild air when we're talking about Christoph, because here's Christoph at the time recording, a low in the Atlantic carrying rain-bearing weather fronts and a southwesterly fetch bringing particularly mild and moist weather in from the southwest. But it bumps into the cold air that is resident to the north of the UK. And that means that when these weather fronts arrive, they'll just stall. They'll bump into this cold air, some snow on the northern flank of them, but effectively they'll stall through central areas, bringing an enhanced risk of heavy rain, snowmelt and flooding. Now, initially on Monday evening, it's outbreaks of mainly light rain across southern Scotland, Northern Ireland, England and Wales. But then it turns heavier later on, one bout of heavy rain moving along the south coast. And then it sets up shop across North Wales and Northern England, where, like I say, it will stall, and over Western Hills in these locations it will be particularly wet. A completely different story for the north of Scotland. A very cold start to Tuesday here. Frost in many locations, but some wintry showers, sleet and hail at lower levels, snow over the hills. These are fading through the day. A dry and bright day north of the central belt, I think, when the rain starts to turn heavy and prolonged for Northern Ireland, southern Scotland and northern England, as well as Wales and the southwest. Some dribs and drabs of rain elsewhere, but really it's this northern and central swathe where we're going to see the wettest conditions, the mildest air as well. 11 degrees in the southwest, but, well, mid to low single figures in the north of Scotland. And where we've got that contrast on the boundary, well, we're likely to see some colder air bringing snow over the hills of Northern Ireland and southern Scotland. Accumulating snow in southern Scotland primarily above 200 metres, perhaps coming down to 100 metres, and some significant snow above 300 or 400 metres, 5 to 10 centimetres, a couple of centimetres above 200 metres. Now, further north, again, another chilly night to come across northern Scotland, but a mild night to come on Tuesday night for much of England and Wales, where we've got that heavy rain still going on Wednesday, and you can see the brighter colours there, Northern England, Wales, into parts of the Midlands later on as well, and it's just going to be thoroughly soggy. The prolonged rainfall combining with snowmelt to bring an enhanced risk of flooding. Brighter skies for Scotland and Northern Ireland, feeling colder here as well. But let's focus on the rain, because we have yellow warnings and amber warnings in force for that wet weather. And it's likely that we're going to see the wettest conditions over northern and western hills. We put some numbers on that. I think across Northern Ireland, southern Scotland, much of England and Wales, between Monday and Thursday we can expect 30 and in some places 50 millimetres of rain. Heavy rain there for the south coast, but the heaviest rain will be over Western Hills, the southwest moors for example, but more especially North Wales, northern parts of England and into parts of the Midlands and Lincolnshire as well. That's where the amber warning is. 100 to 150 millimetres, and over the most exposed hills up to 200 millimetres. That combined with snowmelt could cause some serious flooding impacts. And you can see why the snow's melting. It's very mild in the south, but colder air is waiting in the north, and that's going to start to spread south later on Wednesday. So Christoph moves into the North Sea, the isobars tighten, strengthening winds, bringing that cold air south. The rain band, though, pushes back into northeast Scotland, and with that, we're likely to see some significant snow for northeast Scotland later Wednesday and into Thursday. Meanwhile, the rain eases across England and Wales later in the day, finally drier and brighter for much of the UK, but feeling colder. And the snow will really build up across parts of northern Scotland, in particular northeast Scotland. Some significant snowfall accumulating here, even at lower levels. Further south, primarily rain showers with snow confined to hills and feeling cold. Much colder compared to the last few days. Friday starts off along a similar vein with cold air in place and further wintry showers, perhaps some outbreaks of rain further south and some hill snow as well. The snow coming down to lower levels for northern Scotland along with a cold wind. But away from coasts, I think a lot of the time it will be dry with some sunshine. A much colder feel though compared to earlier in the week. And just a brief look ahead to what's happening as we head into the weekend. Low pressure moving away. We've got this cold north to northwesterly airflow, so it's going to stay cold on Saturday. Not desperately cold, but cold enough to bring further snow showers to northern Scotland and some snow showers to the hills elsewhere. We'll keep you updated with the weather this week, and of course you can check any updates with weather warnings on the Met Office website and app, and you can follow us on social media to keep across all of the stuff that's going on. Bye-bye.